guys, it's Rafa.
Noah.
Yeah.
Fine, start over.
I'm going to leave that in, though.
No.
Because I love it.
Fine.
Hey, guys, this is Rafa.
This is Noah.
And welcome back to the Honeybee Chronicles podcast. A podcast that's about knitting, yarn, me, him, the random things we get into, our annoying animals, and living in hot as hell Arizona, where right now it's probably in like the 60s, maybe 50s.
Something like that. Yeah, it's not that hot right now. It's beautiful.
But we're in t-shirts in January. But I have my hat on because I really want it to be winter.
It's okay. You can hate me. My mom says she hates me.
Right?
I tell her the weather, and she's like, "Shut up, Noah."
So she lives in Nebraska, where it's like what? Cold.
I don't know what it is. It fluctuates a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, welcome back. It's been forever, and I kind of have an excuse-ish. So I've actually filmed by myself twice since the last time you guys saw me, and both times I think it rendered too high of quality to where when I tried to like import it into iMovie, it just wouldn't work. I don't know. I'm not like the best at iMovie and all that stuff. So if you guys have any tips, please let me know. Hopefully I can even give this to you guys because I really like your help. Behind me, you'll hear the dogs. We're filming in a different place. If you can't tell, we're at our dining table. I just wanted to change it up. I thought the lighting would be a lot better. Right above you, there's a big chandelier and it's bright. So I like the lighting a lot more. But the drawback to that is that we have Belle,
who decides now to eat, even though her food's been sitting there for what?
3 hours?
3 hours?
Yeah. And then you're going to have other cameos, I'm sure, because Marco literally just jumped up. Come here. Mm-hmm. Come here. No. He'll jump up when he wants to, but...
Found out that he likes sour cream probably as much as I do, which is a lot.
Yeah. So, anyway, welcome back. You can find me on Instagram at Honeybee Chronicles. He is Noah Lambertus on Instagram, but he's posted like twice.
I think only once. Forever.
I think now you've posted 2 times.
Oh, because you forced me to do it a second time at some point.
You're so annoying.
You're annoying.
So anyway, if you guys want him to post more, let him know because he's a pain in the ass and he won't listen to me.
And guess what? I'm going to hear it through him, so I'm just going to be like, I probably still won't. So do
You're so rude! Dang. So, I guess let's get started with, we're going to go through a couple of finished objects, a few whips. Noah has something to share today, which will be fun. I'm not going to do a stash enhancement section because of shame. Pure shame. Because to see how much stuff I've bought since the last time I podcasted is terrifying.
Do you even know how much stuff you've bought?
Yeah, I do actually.
You do?
Because I filmed it last, like, what was it, like a week ago that I tried to film?
Did you actually say your stash enhancements then?
Uh-huh.
That's unfair.
I did.
Guys, if you want to still see it, make sure to comment about it. Because then he'll show you.
If you really want me to, I will show it. But we'll have to take a break when we get there for me to grab it all.
It may be its own episode. Because I'd rather not take a break. I kind of want to rip it off like that.
You're already in it. Like, just deal with it. You can talk. When you talk, I can go get the stuff.
Talk about what?
Your segment.
Oh, what you want to have me call Noah's Corner?
I didn't call it Noah's Corner.
That's what you said earlier today.
I don't think I did.
That's exactly what you said, verbatim.
Will you look at the camera? Gosh.
Talking to you.
Talk to us, to our friends in the podcast world, and me. Anyway, so as of now, I really don't want to do a stash enhancement, but I may do at least a partial one. How about that? I'm kind of compromised. But yeah, it's been a lot because that also includes my time in Tokyo. That includes Christmas.
It does not include Hawaii, right?
No. Okay. I'm 99% sure that there's been a full episode since Hawaii, which is awful. I'm so sorry. Like, you get in the habit and then you get out of the habit, and as soon as you get out of it, like, everything is just effed. But we're going to try for the new year to be a lot better about podcasting because I know I enjoy it. I know he does. He acts like he doesn't, but he has fun. We love talking to our friends. Yeah, so I guess let's get started. So I have a few finished objects. One of them is on Noah's feet.
Oh.
And he'll peel off one, I guess. So I have been really into socks lately. Here, I'll hand you this. Throw it on there.
You don't get to see it while it's not, on the sock block.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's a little stretched out compared to the sock block.
It's fine. I can't hear you.
I said I have big feet.
You just need one. You don't need both.
Oh, okay, good.
So, go ahead and show them. He's been wearing them all day, so a little gross.
So there's fine. A little bit of, pet hair.
And by a little bit, we mean
a lot, and I'm picking some off right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna scooch this because it's very uneven. There. Now it's both of us. Okay, it's fine.
Hey.
So, these are... God, I can't remember the name of the pattern. It's by Orange Knits. I will put the name on the screen here. They are DK weight socks. They're ankle socks. They have a really cool, very simple lace pattern, like an eyelet pattern that goes diagonally across. And each of them has a different foot. Really, there's nothing in there.
But she's like, you're right here, so I have to make all the sound I can. Isabel, come on.
Are you done yet? Please hold. Are you done? Are you done? Done, are you done? Yes, you're done. Good girl. Okay, so they have a really interesting foot pattern. Really? Okay.
Hi, Belle.
Hi, everyone. That's all she ever wanted.
Mm-hmm. It's like, hold me.
Are you happy now? You stole the show?
Yes. But now she's like, Dad, hold me too. I need all love.
Anyway, it has a really cool foot increase, so it's toe up, and the toes they're hold on. Okay, there. Run on, go. She's not done. No, she's not. She never is. They increase like this, so like the left has it on one side, the right has it on the other. Thought it was really cool. I knit them 2 at a time. It's the only reason I've been really into knitting socks lately is that I figured out how to do it 2 at a time, both cuff down and toe up, and I prefer toe up. But the yarn, I forgot to say the yarn. Will you show it again? The yarn is Lolo Did It, Married Gentleman, in whatever her DK base is. They're nice. I love the color. We actually bought it. I had no idea it was a Christmas color. I thought the name was kind of interesting. But I bought it probably like in maybe like April or May of last year. And then I saw that it was one of her Christmas colors this year. I was like, oh, dang. But yeah, so I think he likes them.
I do. I love them.
I bought the yarn for him to knit something with, but I know he's never going to do it. So
you all know I don't knit much.
No.
I know how. I just don't do it much.
Oh, you should get your whip. Get your whip.
No, because that's Amy's gift. I can't show
yeah,
it.
You can't.
Then she'll see.
She already knows that.
She knows that I'm knitting it, but she doesn't know how far along it is.
I'm pretty sure everyone in the entire world knows how far along it is. I think you should show it. At least show the yarn because it's pretty.
It is very pretty yarn.
Anyway,
my sister dyed it.
Yes, she did. So yeah. So those are and they were my first pair of DK weight socks. I like them. They're fun. Practicality, not as practical as like sock weight yarn, obviously, for socks since they're a lot thicker, and especially out here, like even like fingering weight yarn can be really warm, so I can only imagine how hot those get. But he loves them. I loved making them, so it was fun. That was just like a Christmas present for him that was kind of unexpected.
It's the short time of the year that I can actually wear them, so that's why I was wearing them all day today.
Yeah, take advantage of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I also knit, and I have pictures on my Instagram that I'll insert here if I remember. I knit a pair of Cables Down the Back by Hoki Locatelli. I knit those for my friend Sabrina in a colorway that I dyed called Hey Brina Brina, which I think I've told you guys about before. I picked the base being like a blush pink based on her wedding colors. But, and then I used like a lot of colors that I know she likes, like turquoise, yellow, and I think I put in some like bright pink in there, just speckled through, really subtle. And I gave them to her on like the Thursday before Christmas, like the last day that we saw each other before Christmas, and she loves them. She sent me a picture wearing them, so that made me really happy. And I also knit those 2 at a time. I cast them on the flight from Phoenix to San Francisco on the way to Tokyo, and I finished them like the week after we got back. So I finished them back in November. So those were really fun. And then my other Christmas present that I don't have with me is a hat that I actually designed, weird, I know, for my best friend Victoria. And her and I dyed the yarn together. I actually have the yarn. Well, I have it in a cake.
You did give her the hat,
right? Yeah, okay. I gave it to her at Christmas.
I didn't see her get her gift, I don't think. Was I there?
I don't remember.
Or was that like the day I wasn't there? Because I know I came.
It was the day you weren't there. It was on Friday. But this is the yarn. And thank God. Oh, there we go. There, no. It's fine. It was just needed to cover your face. This is I'm a Mermaid Princess. She dyed it with me. So yeah, that was really fun. And so I did it in that, and I used some cabling pattern. Again, I'll insert the picture if I remember. And it stressed me out really bad towards the end. Like the first part like flew off the needles, and then the decreases came, and I am horrible at math. And so I'm like, what do I do? I don't know how to handle this. So I literally put it down, I didn't touch it, and in that time I knit Noah socks because I was like trying to procrastinate and not work on the hat because I knew I had to like count. But then literally I went and looked at a bunch of my hat patterns and found like decreases and found like the basic pattern of the ones that I liked, and I modified it to fit. So yeah, I'll insert a picture here. I really enjoyed knitting it, and I would knit it again. I'll probably knit something similar in the future. Yeah. So another finished object, actually, I'm going to enlist you. Will you put one of these on that sock blocker, and I'll put one of these on this sock blocker, please?
Weren't you wearing these today too?
I was wearing those today, but I took them off hours ago because my feet got warm. So, I have been really into knitting socks, which is incredibly weird because I think even in like the last couple of episodes on the podcast, I talked about how much I hated knitting socks. But once I learned the 2 at a time method, it was like, oh, and it became like an interesting challenge and fun for me. So since then I've been knitting socks. So I knit these. These were the first ones that I knit. And these are the body, the like toes, the feet, and the leg are Jinx yarn in the Jack and Sally colorway. So it's a Nightmare Before Christmas colorway. And I'm sure you guys have seen these because I know like Kristen from Vine did these. Katie from Inside Number 23 did them. And what's funny is I didn't know that they'd knit them before because I bought the yarn just because I love Nightmare Before Christmas. And I actually started the first one on my birthday, which was in October. And I finished it like a week later, and I didn't knit the second one for a really long time. Because I hadn't done the 2 at a time with these. I didn't trust myself yet. I wish I would have. But so I did these, and I love them. The heels and the cuff are my yarn. The color's called Spin Cycle. It's just a tonal gray. Pulls a little bit, and I kind of really enjoy that about it. I don't know if you can see it. Oh.
Run into the chandelier.
Seriously. And one of them, I can't tell which one it is. One of them, I did the original Afterthought heel from Susan B. Anderson. Oh, I forgot to say, this is the Smooth Operator sock pattern with the Afterthought heel. It's just a vanilla sock. One of them, I used her original Afterthought heel, and the other, I think it's this. It is this one. This one, I used her updated version, where it's like one step different and you end up with no hole, which I loved. So I did those. And then these were my Christmas Eve cast on that I cast on like 2 days early because I really wanted to. And these are the Speckled Space Socks. I don't know by whom. I had it written down somewhere. I'm sure everyone's seen it, but I can list it. This is Republic of Wool Twist Fingering, which is a 75-25, I believe. in the somersault colorway, and I ordered it when I was in Tokyo. My jet lag was kind of confusing, and so I was up in the middle of the night, and I saw that she had just done a bunch of cat hair. She had just done an update, and I jumped on and I ordered 2 skeins. I ordered this one and another one that I had originally ordered for Noah, like to make socks for him, but I'll probably use it for myself instead. And this, I used the Fish Lips Kiss heel instead of the called for heel, which is like a heel flap and gusset. And guys, for me, this is literally the perfect heel. I've never had a sock fit better than this one. And I went ahead and I did the whole measurement thing with the cardboard that that the author suggests. And I actually ended up doing it for my mom too, because she wants socks now. But oh my God, guys, perfect fit. And I love the yarn. I didn't realize in the skein it didn't look like it was going to do any kind of striping, but hardcore striping. And I love it. I think it's so fun. So I would definitely knit it again. Really, this is like my perfect length. If you look at the other one, it's a very similar length of sock. But this one, I think I did the medium size, which I want to say was 64 stitches. And this one I did the small, which I think was 56. So I like the small better because I like it hugging my foot more. But I just do it longer to fit my foot. So yeah. So I finished these and I love them. They're very exciting. And I don't think I have any other finished objects. Before anyone asks, this is not a finished object. This I actually purchased in Tokyo. Has a little bit of a funny story behind it.
Yes, it does.
But I'll talk about it first. So it is a really gorgeous burgundy color. The fiber content is, I want to say, if I remember correctly, it's actually, I can tell you.
Yeah, I know it was.
Excuse my hair. It is 65% mohair, 25% silk, 6% nylon, 4% wool, and the pom-pom is fox fur, which I hope was sourced ethically. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. I, of all people, love animals, and I feel horrible, but let me see if it'll pick up. There you go. But everyone in Tokyo was wearing these super, like, cabled knits, and I was obsessed with it because, as we all know, I love cabling. And so I wanted to partake too, and I saw this, and we stayed one subway exit away from Shibuya, which Shibuya is like the famous crossing. It's like the Times Square on drugs. Like, there's so many people that cross through it at any given time.
On steroids.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And so when you get out of the station at Shibuya, there's like a big department store right like on the outside. And it was called Tokyu. Toku. Or Tokyu. That's what it was. And they actually had a Mac there, which I thought was interesting because I used to work for Mac. And so I went and I saw like how like their artists were like dressed and how their makeup was done. It was so different than here. And I actually purchased something from there just because I felt like I had to. But a couple of days in, was it? I want to say it was like towards the end of our trip. I went and I saw this hat and I was obsessed with it. I was so obsessed with it. And I read the price label and I was very confused because the conversion, it's simple, but my mom and I both really struggled with it. And so I thought it was like $8. It was $80. Oops. And I realized it afterwards. And what they do there, which I thought was really interesting, and if anyone's been there, you guys will know. So like at the bottom of, like, let's say there's like a price tag, they cut off the price part before they give it to you. I noticed that at like 5 or 6 different stores, and I was like, that is so different. So by the time they did that, and I don't know how returns work, and I don't speak Japanese, so I was like, it's fine. I love it. And honestly, like, I'll keep this forever because it has such a cool story behind it, and I love just grabbing the pom-pom because it's so soft. But yeah, so that's where this comes from, so I didn't make it. But I think from that, I'll go into whips. So I have a few. Some of them are like I kind of deal with, and at times I do, at times I don't. So I'll start with one of those. So I have 2 cozy memory blankets started. One of them is literally 1 square, so I'm not going to show it. It is in the Jack and Sally colorway. I didn't even bring it out here with me. But I need to attach the next one, and I just haven't. And then this is another cozy memory blanket. Excuse the edging because it's all effed up because I don't know what I'm doing, and it's fine. I'm okay with it. Because I think it makes it more fun. I kind of like the wrong side better. But
same. It looks more like quilted.
Yeah. So this is a DK weight Cozy Memories blanket. So this is my I'll Be Your Galaxy colorway, which I've had a lot of interest in, and I'm really like happy that people like that colorway. So if you want to see what it looks like knit up, this is it. I love it. This is my cereal milk colorway, which I made a hat out of, and I'm sure I've shown it. This is Cascade 220, so it's technically like a light worsted weight. And I knit that first cardigan out of, the one by Andrea Mowry that ended up being a test knit that didn't come out. And then this, I dyed up, and I don't have a name for it, but this was what I made my cowl out of that I've shown. I think I showed it in my last episode that I was working on it. Or I may have shown it finished, because I finished it right before Tokyo. So I have that, and I worked on this for, this is like 4 or 5 hours worth of work. It was just fun, something different. And along the same veins, I, along with every other knitter, and I feel really basic for doing this, but oh well, this is what it is. I've been working on a Cozy Memories, I actually have 2 granny stripe blankets. This was the first one, and I'll show you guys the second one. This one is in DK weight, kind of. The oh shit, don't fall. I'm losing a double crochet, guys. It's okay. It's not a big deal. This is in DK weight, but the bottom one is the Hey Brina Brina color that I told you guys about, held double. So you can see it. And then the top one is that same cowl blue. And I have a few other skeins that I have ready to add. I have that Mermaid Princess color, and I have cereal milk to add in. And I thought I threw it in here, I have my Galaxy one too. So I've been working on this I've been using an eye hook, I think. It's really big, but it's growing really quick, obviously. So I like that part of it. And then I started last weekend, I believe, a sock weight one. And this one I'm doing the magic ball, or the magic knot ball, I should say. And so the colors kind of change where they want. Let me find it where I have all 3. There, you can see all 3 colors here that I have thus far. Thank you. There we go. So the bottom color, I bought it at a local yarn store, and I can't remember what it's called. I don't have the label anymore. The second one was one of the first skeins I ever dyed up. It's kind of everything I had left thrown into the pot, so it's really like dried out the yarn, but I still love it. And the top one is, I've shown it before, and it was, I can't remember what I called it, but it's basically like china, like white china, or fine china. Grandma's Finest, that's what it's called. Grandmother's Finest. So it's like a blue and white and a bunch of colors. So this, I'm just starting. I haven't fallen down the rabbit hole as everyone else has. It's just, it's fun, but I don't know. I think it's because I used to crochet a lot that the like magic of it isn't there for me. And I'm not the biggest fan of crocheting, but once I get started, and I'm doing this one, I should probably say that. I'm doing this one with a Clover E hook. I wanted the tulip, but it wouldn't, there we go. But it wouldn't have gotten here quickly, and I was just really like, I really wanted to start it. But this one's nice. It's really flat. My aunt, who crochets a lot, told me to, she recommended it, so I decided to get it. After that blue, we're going to go into this green that I dyed up. I can't remember the name. I have it somewhere. I actually dyed this for the building block shawl that I ended up
I love that color.
Not using. Thank you. It's on a Stellina base if you can't tell. And then the next color after that will be a little bit of Hey Brina Brina.
Hey Brina Brina. That's actually how we say it.
Yeah. We.
Mm-hmm. Mm. I never talked to her, so I can't say it to her.
Oh, okay. I've been calling her that forever.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that'll be the next color after that. So I've been working on those. They're fun. Very nice when I don't want to think about what I'm working on. Speaking of thinking what I'm working on, I have a couple of projects that kill me. But it's fine because they're fun. So this one, I found this designer, and I hope it's... I'm not going to use a gender, they, because it could be a man, it could be a woman. I think it's a guy, but I'm not sure. I somehow came across their Instagram feed and died because the patterns are so different and so beautiful and intricate.
Actual hat somewhere, or did you leave it at work again?
I'm making it. Let me finish. Dang. Anyway, as I was trying to say, sit up. You're gonna end up like on the ground. There you go. So I saw it, and I saw that they had posted that it'll be out in the new year, whatever. Then as soon as it came out, I was like, because I started following them on Instagram right away, I was like, oh my god. So I bought the pattern and started it that evening. And this is the Constellate hat. So you can see it. I'm obsessed with it. I think it is so beautiful. And it is a fingering weight hat. You knit the rib, and you can either have it folded or and I did it folded because I loved how that looked. I love how that ribbing looks. I'll show you guys it in a second. And then these are dip stitches, which I had no idea what the heck that was. They're a pain in the ass to do. They take forever, but beautiful. Look at the crown, guys. Just take a second and look at the crown. Oh my god. Like, I can't. I literally can't. So this yarn, this is Hedgehog Fibers in the Skinny Dip colorway, I believe. And it's their sock. There we go. There we go. It's showing up more blue on the viewfinder. I hope it shows as green as it is. It's beautiful. And it didn't want to be socks. I didn't know what it wanted to be, and then it finally told me. So this is...
I wanted to be this hat.
Seriously. This is where I am. I'm like two... I know. I'm like 2 repeats in, or third, obviously on my 3rd repeat. For the actual pattern. And then this is the regular ribbing. And then this is the backside, which I love, guys. Oh my god. So it's a very involved knit, as I said before, but I enjoy it immensely. And I just think it is so fun to knit. And it's like one of those things that like it's not something that I can expect to like fly off my needles the way normal hats do. However, it is something that I will say that like that it's one of those things that I know that when it's done that I'll feel really satisfied that I finished it, because it's something that I literally cannot wait to wear. The color is perfect for the pattern. I think honestly though that these dip stitches would work on a really variegated or speckled yarn almost just as well as a tonal. If you notice, I'm not doing Portuguese style. I've strayed away from as I was saying, I've strayed away from Portuguese style knitting because I like the ability to just pick up my knitting. And so since around my birthday or so, I started, which again in October, I started really just knitting how I crocheted, which this is kind of how I learned how to knit, but not. And so I guess this is flicking, like Mina Phillip from the Knitting Expat podcast would say, like her style of knitting. But it's just easier for me for a lot of things unless there's a lot of purling. But that's the underside, which, there we go. I love this thing. I think it is so pretty. So I'm working on that. I started it Tuesday.
Yeah, I know it was this week.
I think it was Tuesday. This was how far I got the first day. Which this is from Molly Klein Design, by the way. The stitch marker. You're fine. And then this is where I am. So, loving that. And then one of my New Year's resolutions, I don't really do the resolution thing. But it was to kind of deal with some of the knits that have been haunting me. And so this is definitely one of them. I tried to recast it on Christmas Eve, but I had the way that I had my yarn, it just didn't work. So I had to come home and like rewind it, literally. And so I've been working on this around I want to say I started working on this again on New Year's Eve. 99% sure. This is the Vika pullover. It's from Brooklyn Tweed. I can't remember who the individual designer is. I'm sorry. Will you hold it this end? So, are you okay?
Yeah, I just hit my elbow.
So, last time, I stopped, like, right here is where I realized that I'd made a mistake. So, I'm a bit further. My original goal was by the end of this evening to finish, well, by the end of this weekend, to finish one full pattern repeat, which I'm, like, 20 rows away from, which I technically could. I'm knitting this out of, and I've talked about it before, but I'm knitting this out of Madeline Tosh Pure Merino Worsted in the boxcar colorway, which, can we just talk about this stitch definition, though? Like, dying. It looks so perfect. And, again, Moss Stitch is still bae. I still love it. I think it's so pretty. It has a couple of, like, braided cables, this broken rib pattern, and then a really pretty traveling cable. So, yeah, it's not a hard knit for me. It's a lot. There's 3 different charts that I'm following, and there's a total of, I believe, 5 charts in the pattern. And one little tip that I'll give that worked for me. So, the first time I was knitting this sweater, I was using Stash to Go, I think is what it's called. It's an iPad app. That connects like with your Ravelry, and it has row counters, and so I had like one row counter going for one of the pattern or one of the charts, another row counter going for the center chart, etc., etc. What I did this time is, I'm trying not to give anything from the pattern away, but what you do is you knit up, so you start, like you do 2 rows of like setup rows, and then you start 2 of the charts on the sides, those the braided charts, and then you do like another 4 rows, I think 4 or 5 or something like that, and then you start the center chart. So I was like, here on this one and here on this one, and I was like, it was just a mess. So what I did this time was when I started on, so let's say I started on row 8, I can't remember which row it was. That row I marked on the side 1, and then it would have been 9. So 9 was 1, 10 was 2, 11 was 3, etc. So then I like had it that way as I'm following the chart, like with my row counter, I only need to use 1 row counter for it, if that makes any sense. And it's something that's kind of like a duh, or it was a duh for me, but I hadn't thought to do it. So very, very like excited that I figured that out. I'm sure everyone does that already, but in case you didn't, that's my little tip. And I haven't been talking about these bags, so I'm kind of sorry about that. So let me go back a little bit. So obviously this is a Mrs. Brown's bag. This is one that I got, I actually ordered it the day that I left to Tokyo, and it's a patchwork bag, which I love. And I don't think she doesn't do them very often. I know that for a fact. I have a Mrs. Brown's bags problem. I own so many of her bags, and I accumulated them in such a short period of time. It's disgusting. But so this is what the DK weight crochet blanket is living in. And then this bag, no, you're fine. This bag I got in Hawaii. I actually got it at a farmer's market in my hotel on the day that we got there. My mom bought it for me as a present. I have 2 of them. I think I've shown them before, but this is what my sock weight bag or blanket is living in.
Okay, that works too.
My hat is living in my So Now What drawstring bag with the cutest print of a Dia de los Muertos themed with dogs, which is perfect. There's a bunch of bright colors. I love it. And then the Vika pullover is living in another Mrs. Brown's bag that I bought when she first started doing sweater size bags. And I have 2 of them, but this is the one that I've been using most. So yeah. And then one last whip, which is a lot for me if you think about it, because normally there's not that many going. But some of them, like the next one, it's a mystery knit along, so as soon as you finish the clue, you have nothing else to knit until the next clue comes out. So that's my excuse for it. But this is living in a bag that a certain someone bought me for Christmas. I had the maker on a piece of paper somewhere. I'll put it on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, I can find it on my...
Oh, find it if you want. Look at this bag, everyone. Oh my god. What the hell's wrong with me? I'm almost 30 and I'm obsessed with Tsum Tsums. I think they're the cutest things in the world. And they have these like new ones that they debuted in Japan. They're like, I can't remember what they called them, but they're like even smaller than Tsum Tsums.
I believe they were called Soflo.
Soflo?
I think that's what it was called, but I will check.
Oh yeah, it was. Yes, you're right. So the name of the seller was Soflo or So Glow, something like that. Flow.
I'm like 99% sure that's what it was, but
he's gonna check for me. So I love this bag. I think it's so cute. I opened it and it was in this like tiny. It was like in this like folded up like little sack, and I'm like, what is? And I was like, oh, and I love it. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is the Knitting Expat, Mina Phillip. This is her mystery knit along, the Cozy Shanklet, which I'm obsessed with this freaking thing. And I am knitting it out of hedgehog fibers.
Yep, Soflo.
Soflo. Sewflo, for anyone who's interested. I don't know if she still has them or not, but whatever. So this is 100 gram skein of the Merino Aran weight by Hedgehog Fibers.
Sold out, but there are plenty of other cute bags.
There you go. So I am knitting it out of 3 skeins of that. This is Fly, which it's funny. I actually bought the Skinny Singles Fly in Tokyo. And I was like, why didn't I get that when I got the other ones? I did. I just didn't realize that I had. So I have that one. And then this one is Heyday. And this is the one I'm actually currently, well, the last clue ended in. Which I love. It's a very classic Hedgehog Fibers color, I feel.
All the speckles?
Yeah. On a very light base. And then the third color, which I haven't included yet, is called Egg Yolk. And the color is showing very true. It looks like an egg yolk. My face looks really red compared to it with the white balance.
You look really tan compared to me.
Well, I mean, I always do. And I'm not tan. So, I stash dived. So, okay. I'm not used to working with worsted weight yarn. The sweater that I'm working on is worsted weight. Back when I first started knitting, almost everything I did was worsted weight because that's what you could get at like Michael's. But nowadays, it's DK and fingering, mostly fingering, which I think is the same for most knitters. But I went hunting and I was going to order yarn online for the mystery knit along, and I was struggling and blah, blah, blah. Then I decided, I talked to Noah, I was like, do I have enough? Because she recommends having, it was like 212, wasn't it?
I thought you said an even 200.
It may be. 200 yards of each yarn and ball, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to run out. I'm not going to have enough, etc. Noah told me stop. Because I think this is like 178.
I thought you said 184.
There you go. Whatever. You know better than I do. Yards. So,
random crap I remember.
Seriously. And you can't remember most things you need to. Okay. So I was looking at these, and I have 2 skeins of this one, but only 1 skein of this one. So he said I should be fine. I am going to be playing Yarn Chicken more than likely, but I love it. So, and I love these colors together. I went through all of my Merino Aran stash, which is these and like one other color, which is like a bright coral, or like it's more orange than coral, I would say. But we settled on these 3, and this is the shawl thus far. So it is shaping up to be a triangular shawl. It started with like a garter tab cast on. I am absolutely... Can you pull down on the side right here for me? Like this.
Pull down.
Right here on the cable.
Like that?
Yeah, so you can actually see it. So it started with garter, and it has done some stockinette with some little lacy eyelet details. Oh my god. I love this thing so much. I am so obsessed. And this I knit in a day. I'm super excited. The clue comes out in a couple of hours or in the morning. So I can't wait to keep going. I that's kind of why I said that I wanted to finish the first repeat of the sweater tonight, was because I knew that
this was going
to come out tomorrow, and I wanted to do the second clue tomorrow. Or at least start it, because now that there's more stitches, there's over 100 now on the needles. They're not going to be as quick of rows, but guys, it's perfect. I love this thing so much. I love the colors. And it feels very woolly. It's 100% superwash merino.
I want to say yes.
Yes, it's 100% superwash merino. So, loving it. This is on Addy Turbos, which I do not like. But my Hayahayas in this size needed, like, I'm so confused with my Hayahayas. They have these, like, big ass, like, ends right here, but none of the cords that it came with fit those, and I couldn't find any online. I don't get it, but whatever. It's not that important. So I'm using these because I have them.
Any of you know what he's talking about? Because I don't.
Let us know.
Point him in the right direction.
Yes, please. Either comment on the thing here on the video, or I'll open a thread on the Honeybee Chronicles podcast group on Ravelry, which if you haven't joined, please join. We have like very little going on there, but we're going to start it back up. Just you wait. So these are all of my works in progress.
You should try this.
Okay. Noah has some fun libations. Why didn't you make me one?
Because you were drinking tea.
I can drink both.
Okay.
Get you a guy who can do both. That's good. Mm-hmm. Margs for the win. Speaking of Noah, he has a segment now. Yay! Oh shit! Don't stick. So, actually, one thing before. Sabrina got me this for Christmas, and I have to show it to you guys because I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Guys, it's a tote. And it has some pockets on the inside, and it has a pocket on the outside, and it is sick. It is by the Authentic Shirt Company, or T-Shirt Company? I can't tell. T-Shirt Company. The Authentic T-Shirt Company. If you guys want to screenshot it or anything. There you go. I don't know where she got it because it was a Christmas present, but tell me this isn't the perfect, like, whips bag. I used it when I went down to Tucson for Christmas. I just threw all my different project bags in here, and oh my god, I'm obsessed with this thing. So thank you, Brina. Love you. Okay.
Oh, so because I am terrible at keeping up with knitting, like terrible at it, and so I sit here and say nothing and have my fun little comments. Rafa suggested I share a couple other things that I do. I figured I would start off with food, because we don't like food. Tonight I made some fajitas that were delicious. I have a background in culinary. I've worked culinary, and I actually went to school for culinary, so I'm pretty good at it. Not in a thing. Well, yeah, I'm not trying to like. Yeah, I'm good at cooking.
Hey,
what?
Give yourself credit. You're a good cook. Leave it there.
You complain about everything.
I complain about everything anyway. I'm picky, and I'm very big on seasoning, which Noah is not, but us together is the perfect combination. Because he cooks the thing, and I help him season it. Mm-hmm. Boom. Okay.
After I got to know him, I got used to a lot of salt.
That's not true. Anyway.
But anywho, so I made some fajitas, and we'll give you a little picture in here. Yeah, that's...
Tell them about the fajita recipe and what you did.
Oh. Okay, well, I cut up 3 bell peppers And earlier this morning, I sliced up some chicken, and I let it marinate in lemon juice. I just juiced up 1 lemon in there. Some cumin, chili powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. I think that's all that was in there. And then I put it in a baggie and let it marinate for the day. And then I made dinner. Probably sat for, 8 hours? Maybe?
Yeah, probably.
Give or take.
Around there.
But yeah, I just did that, and then I dumped it in the pot, cooked it up. And the only reason I used a pot is because I hate it when I have, a pepper fly out of the side and get on my counter or something. So I used a pot because it has nice high sides. And then I put in the 3 bell peppers and cut up an onion, threw it in there, put the lid on it, and let it go for a while. So just...
How'd you serve it?
Oh, what I did was I took a spoonful of sour cream because I love sour cream. And then, since it was open on the side, Marco decided to get into it and eat some.
Welcome to our house, ladies and gentlemen.
So yeah, I put a dollop of sour cream in there, and then I put the filling in and rolled it up and ate it. It was delicious.
If any of you guys are big on Pinterest, follow Noah. If we can figure out how to get his URL, we'll put it on the notes. What?
I save a lot of recipes.
Yeah, he the way that I update on Instagram and normal people update on Instagram, he is all about the Pinterest.
That's fair. I just like it because it's all separated. There's other things on there, but it's mostly food.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of Noah doing a segment? It doesn't have to always be food, because Noah has, the way I am ADD about most things in my life, he is ADD about his hobbies. He will be super into woodworking one day, and then the next day it'll be...
It's not one day, it's usually a couple weeks. And I obsess over a certain project or a game. I've been playing Sims a lot lately.
Tell him about your Sims life.
Oh, I'm not actually playing as a person. I'm just building houses because I'm having fun with that right now.
What kind of houses do you like to build?
Different ones.
Like what? Give some details, for God's sake.
Right now, what I've been working on is a very old mansion style building. I want to do something really big to kind of tie up some time. And so I've been working off and on at it for this week. Yeah, I'm having fun with that.
I go through phases where I really like playing Sims, and then I can't stand it. I haven't played it in a few months. And lately I've been game-wise, I've been really into Civilization, because if you guys haven't played Civilization, it's kind of like a board game, but not really, because you don't have to roll dice or anything, and it's not these weird rules, I guess. You control a civilization, which you can't tell by the name, and I've been playing Civilization since the original one. I remember back 20 some years ago, my aunt had an old computer that ran on DOS, if anyone remembers that. And we used to play Civilization. I think we started with Civilization 2000, if I'm not mistaken, and we were obsessed with it. My uncle, my mom, and I would all play it. And it's evolved, and now they're on Civilization 6, and it's really, really fun. It's something that, you have to think about, but it's not in a, overly stressful way, because it's turn-based, so you don't have to rush. You can really calculate out your decisions, which Noah does when he plays. He takes forever. We tried playing against each other, and I couldn't.
No, because he just does a lot of autopilot stuff, and I think about each turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually,
I like to think of that game as a much more in-depth Risk. If you've played Risk before, it's much more in-depth version of Risk, because the whole point is to either take over or be the most advanced in science or culture or something along those lines, and you build your
empire.
Empire.
Yeah.
So I like to think of it as that's the best comparison I have to it.
That's a good comparison. I think too though, like if you guys ever played like either like Pharaoh or Caesar or anything like that, it reminds me a lot of that, but on a much higher level, because you're not building it based on the city, you're building it based on the entire civilization, which is cool. It's like it has a bit of a learning curve, but once you get into it, like it's something that's fun and it's cool because you can play it over and over again. It's not like a story-based game where like once you like finish the story, you're like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. It's like every single time, like there's different variables. You play against different civilizations. You can be different civilizations. You can try to win in different goals. Like there's like domination where like you like take over all of the capitals like from all the civilizations. Or there's like the science victory, which is the one I tend to try to go for, which you like have to build like a space station. And there's culture, there's like a bunch of different ones. So I think both of us really enjoy that game. You have to be kind of in the right mindset to play it, I feel.
Yeah. And it does take a long time. Especially for me specifically.
Yeah.
You can get through a game in a day. For me, it takes me about 2-3 days.
Yeah, and there's different like speed settings and stuff that you can do, but it's one of those things too that like you can walk away from and come back and you're fine. You don't need to like binge it if you don't want to.
It's true. And I think it's because it's turn-based that you can walk away because the whole game's going to stop on your turn. Yeah. And then as soon as you pick it back up, it's like, oh, okay, this is what I was doing. This is where everybody else is. And you can see all that.
Yeah. And I really appreciate that because then I don't get stressed out like, oh my God, I need to make a decision right now. I usually do anyway make decisions like that, but I still don't, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to stress about it, if that makes sense. So there's a very impromptu and random video game review. You're welcome. But other than that, oh, yeah, I did have something else I really wanted to talk about. So, if anyone hasn't seen, our Etsy shop is live, or my Etsy shop, really. Yeah. But it's live, guys. I am so excited. I've had 2 sales, and I'm very happy about that. It makes me super proud and very thankful and grateful to all of you and everyone who's, even if you haven't bought anything, like, just the fact that you've come and checked me out, like, really means a lot. So I have a couple of skeins of yarn that I dyed up last week and that I wanted to show you guys. They're in the shop now. I'm working on my pictures. I know they're not the best. Neither of us are photographers. We're really bad at picture taking, actually.
I'm worse.
We're really bad. So I'm trying, and you know, any feedback that you guys have, I would definitely appreciate. But I'm going to show you a few different yarns. So 2 of these, which I'll start with, are actually on a new base for me, and I can't remember what I called it. It's something about blooming. So that this yarn,
Oh, I thought that one was like Colors of the Wind or
something.
No,
that's the...
What?
That's the colorway. It's the base is different. Oh. Get there. Gosh.
Sorry.
So, this is, it's 100% superwash merino. I love this color. So, it's 100% superwash merino, and it blooms when it blocks. So, the stitches become a lot more fluffy, I would say. And it's 400 yards, so it's a little bit of a thicker fingering weight. It's not like one of the thinner ones. And this is Colors of the Wind, like Noah said. I was originally going to call it Arabian Nights, but then I like saw the colors, and Noah said something about Pocahontas, and I was like, oh my God.
I think it was about
it was another skein.
Yeah, it was another skein, and I thought of something about Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Just around the river bend. That's what I thought of.
Yeah, but then I saw this, and I was like, oh my God, Colors of the Wind. Perfect. So, this is there. And also, the way my store works, which I don't really know how to communicate effectively on the Etsy platform yet, if you see a colorway that you like, message me and I can dye it in any base. And I'm pretty quick at dyeing. For now, and I'm not going to set up any expectations, but I've had both of my sales have been for a colorway in a different base than I have readily available, and I've dyed them that day and shipped them out. So they still get shipped out really quickly. And if you've bought from me...
Super dry here, so they dry really quick for us.
If you have bought from me, please leave a review. I haven't had any reviews yet, and I would really appreciate it because it just, it looks good, and I hope that I've given good service. So,
or if there is something wrong, then
let us know.
Fix it,
please. So I have that one, and then this is my other one in that, and this is a tonal, and it is Peacock Electric.
It still doesn't show.
No, it doesn't, and it is so freaking electric. You can kind of see it.
Kind of, but not as much. It looks darker.
Yeah. It's the perfect peacock blue. There's some blips of darker blue, like speckled, but not really speckles. There's a little bit of minty thrown in. Here, go for it.
Lightened up slightly.
And that is on the same blooming base. So, again, 100% superwash merino.
There you go.
But
you're better at twisting than I am. You got really good at it.
Thank you. So this color is, I love it. I originally dyed up this one and the Colors of the Wind for the mystery knit along, but then I found that I remembered that I had that Aran weight stash, so I decided to just go for that instead, because I'm not the biggest fan of holding yarn double, but you definitely can. There we go. So that's Peacock Electric, and it's spelled electrique because it's fun, and why not? The next one, I cannot remember the name. Do you remember what the name was?
That was the one that I thought of.
It was Blue Bayou.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. So if anyone's been to Disneyland, the restaurant inside, or Disney World, or Tokyo Disney, I think too, the restaurant inside of, no, it wasn't inside there. The restaurant inside of Pirates of the Caribbean is called Blue Bayou, and so that's where I got the colorway from. This one's on a Stellina base. This is on my glitter sock. Super high twist, so it'll have really good stitch definition.
There we go.
So, this one's fun. This one's very different. I think this would make a really cool pair of socks. I think also that this would make it's a little bit messed up, but it's easy to fix. This would also make that hat. This hat, I think, would be gorgeous in it. So, yeah, I love this one. And my last one is cereal milk, which I've shown you guys before. This is like the new and improved version of cereal milk, and I love it a million times, even more than my other cereal milk. So, this is it. This is on my glitter sock again. 438 yards, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% silver stellina, which is picking up beautifully on the camera. Oh, don't fall. I love this thing, guys. This is just so fun, and I can grab the hat that I knit in cereal milk, so you guys can kind of see how it knits up.
Wasn't this one 2.0 because there's a little bit more purple or something in it?
Exactly. I love this thing so much. Here. It was actually perfect timing because it stopped recording. So this is the Open Skies hat by Mina Phillip, and I knit it in my cereal milk colorway in Sparkle DK or Glitter DK. So same exact base, just thicker. And the other one has more purple. So this to give you an idea of how it knits up. So please check out the shop if you guys have any questions. If you have any like custom requests or anything, let me know. I am doing a promotion code for viewers of my podcast. It's Honeybee10, so that'll give you 10% off. That's valid from now through the end of February. Just as a way to say thank you and please buy from me. Just kidding. But seriously, like, I love doing this. So any feedback that you guys have is super appreciated. This is not stored where the cat stuff is, by the way. I should probably say that, just in case people have allergies. I have this separated. There is a chance that there could be a little bit of pet hair that gets on it, because if anyone has animals, they know
that it drifts
everywhere
in the air.
But it is stored separately. So there's that.
Be walking down the hallway and somehow it gets in my eye.
True.
Hate it.
True.
Hate it.
But, so from a shop perspective, that's all I have. I have one other thing. This is kind of random, but let me just say, over the last few days, working with the Madeline Tosh yarn, for whatever reason, is really doing a number to my fingers. I've noticed a lot of like dry skin under my nails, and like even like some like bumps happening. I don't know how to explain it, but I bought this yesterday and it's been really helping. It's the O'Keeffe's Working Hands hand cream. You need like the tiniest amount and it works so well. And it has a bunch of glycerin in it, which is always nice.
Like a pea size, like.
Yeah. But
works.
This has been helping my hands a lot. They had a lot of dryness right underneath the nail beds, and it's gone now. So really random last thing to add in, but yeah. So with that, we will say au revoir, adios. Hopefully we'll be back next week.
Adios, amigo.
There you go. Boom. Please subscribe if you liked the video. Hit like, comment, all that fun stuff. Hey Marissa, hey Alicia, before I forget, thanks for mentioning us. I wrote in the comments, I was falling asleep yesterday and I love watching podcasts like when I go to bed, just because it's really relaxing, and then wherever I remember leaving off, I'll watch it the next morning or whatever. And like I heard my name and I was like, oh, shit. Mm-hmm. And Noah's hair grew out, so I don't know how much Google will like him more than me, but animals love me, so there's that.
My hair's still shorter.
Animals still love me more.
You'll just have to see me in the summer, because normally at least once during the summer here I will buzz my head. It's just, yeah, I just have enough of it and it's so much cooler.
And I need to start reading the book that you have. I want to say it's by the Raven Brothers series. I could be wrong. But I saw it and I was like, oh, that sounds really interesting. I haven't looked it up on Goodreads or anything, and I'm finishing the book that I'm reading now, but as soon as I'm done, I will join reading. Yeah. So anyway, with that, I will say bye-bye and talk to you guys soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.